President Obama is asking for a big check, more than $3.5 billion, to deal with a surge of undocumented immigrants crossing the border. It's an issue that has already spilled over into New Mexico. Some of that funding would help the state deal with the flood of immigrants. News 13's Cole Miller is here with more.
Dean, this is no doubt a huge chunk of money, and one New Mexico congressman will play a role in if and how it could be spent. Some are calling it a humanitarian crisis.
It's a spike in traffic that we haven't seen.
Tens of thousands of illegal immigrants, many children from Central America, crossing into the states and being detained. Recently, the town of Artesia and its federal law enforcement training center was dubbed a temporary holding facility for undocumented families. At least 200 people are now there awaiting deportation. Now, the White House is asking Congress for $3.7 billion to cope with costs.
If the law were being enforced, this problem wouldn't be nearly the scope that it is.
Congressman Steve Pierce of New Mexico says the state and its people can't afford to bear the financial weight.
I do not think any local community needs to get stuck with bills to pay for the federal government doing this. And so obviously we need to fund these camps where people are being held.
Pierce, who also serves on a 7-member committee just recently formed to deal with this problem, works with the president's administration on funding border issues. The money would go to the Department of Health and Human Services, Justice, and Homeland Security, all to expand facilities, provide care, and bring in more judges to get those people back to where they came from. Roughly $879 million would go towards detention and removal, but Pierce says this is just a Band-Aid on a big wound.
In the long term, what is the president's plan to stop the problem from occurring? That's basically the biggest discussion that we need to be having along with this funding request.
Democratic Senator Tom Udall says the potential funding will help, but both agree that politics need to be put aside for lasting change. And Democratic Senator Martin Heinrich tells us, quote, "It's crucial that we provide safe, secure, and humane care to these children and families in the government's custody. The facility in Artesia is expected to house up to 700 people. Dean, back to you.
All right, Cole. Catholic Charities is helping the children and families involved in the border crisis. That organization will be sending donated funds to the Las Cruces and El Paso diocese to buy much needed items. Now, if you'd like to help, send a check to Catholic Charities, or you can donate online. For more information, go to our website, krqe.com. Just click on News Links.